should, put your own oxygen mask first before you do that of your child, or anybody else. Basically, look after yourself first, and then you can look after somebody else. Yeah. When you're doing your emergency, maybe first aid kind of courses, yeah, they always say make sure you are safe first, and then you can look after other people. So that principle is there, right? But we're not always aware of it enough to actually deliberately do things about it. Okay, and I want to bring this to I want to make us aware of it, because when you realize the importance of having a good relationship with yourself, of loving yourself, you see that, as I said before, your relationship with everyone else is improved, and you're in a much happier place for yourself. Okay, so that is the unspoken commandment. That's the implied commandment right there. And so if we say to love ourselves, can anybody just say what comes to your mind when you hear that phrase, that you need to love yourself? What comes to your mind when you hear it? I'll tell you what I have in mind, but I want to know what you would think when you hear love yourself.
Watch what you take in as in food material,
Yeah.
so that your body won't
That's
escalate
right.
into what you don't want it to
Absolutely
to be.
right. Absolutely right.
You watch how people treat you, so you're not, or you don't allow yourself to be abused, or mistreated.
Yeah.
Because you have, you love yourself, you have self-respect.
Absolutely right. Yeah, that's correct as well.
Looking after yourself in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as mothers, they
Oh,
tend to be a tendency of running around everyone else and forgetting yourself.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Another important point I think is accepting the physical you that God had made you to be.
Yeah.
Loving
Yeah.
your outward appearance,
Yeah.
and accepting, what God put together.
Absolutely right.
to make
You
you
know
as
what?
a human being.
Yeah. In fact, everything you've said is part of it. It's absolutely correct, because if you love somebody or something, you look after it well.
Yeah.
Okay? So why not apply that to yourself then? Isn't it? Why not look after yourself well? Watch what you eat, as you correctly said. Yeah? Keep your body active. So look after your physical health. Look after your mental health. Read the right kind of books. Listen to the right kind of material and things. Look after your spiritual health as well. That is all part of loving yourself. And in fact, the popular love chapter in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13. If you read that chapter and just insert yourself there, that gives you a good idea how you need to be to yourself. You've got to believe the best about yourself. You've got to respect yourself. You've got to hope for the best for yourself. Yeah? You've got to, so those verses give you an idea of how you should be in your own skin. Okay? One good thing Margaret also mentioned was about looking in the mirror and liking what you see. Okay? You are a masterpiece. God made you. Okay? So you are a masterpiece. Okay? You don't have to fit to anybody's mold to feel good about yourself. Alright? Of course, this is also in line with the background of you should look after yourself anyway. Okay? But you should love yourself in your own skin. However that skin is packaged. You need to love yourself. You need to respect yourself. Okay? And in terms of looking after yourself mentally and all that, that's where it comes into what Jackie said. Refuse to be a victim. Refuse, just let go of that victim mentality. Okay? Whoever is is treating you in a way that is supposed to make you feel like a victim, that's their problem. However they want to behave, that's their problem, not yours. So your response to whatever people do to you or what people say to you should be one that comes from a place of, you know who you are, you're comfortable with who you are, you're happy with who you are, you respect who you are, and nothing should be allowed, you shouldn't allow anything to shake that. Do you understand? You shouldn't allow anything to shake that. And like Susan said, yes, it's loving yourself generally. So spiritually, physically, mentally. Okay, so take good care of yourself. Now, what would you say are some benefits of loving yourself? What can you think of? How do you think? What do you think is in it for you if that's your attitude? Because basically, what we've said ends up with you having a good self-image. ends up with you having a good self-esteem. Your confidence, your self-confidence is very high if you love yourself. You see, unlike if you didn't love yourself, well, the converse would be true. You wouldn't feel good about yourself, and that would affect the way you relate to others.
Maybe you will accept anything anyone says about you.
Yeah, because you don't think highly of yourself anyway.
Yeah.
So before we get to listing what's not good about it, I mean, what's not good about not loving yourself? Let's just run through some ideas about what is good about loving yourself. What benefits do you think? Because the people need to know what's in it for me. Why should I? The motivation for doing this. What would you say is the benefit, or are the benefits?
It's like setting the example. I mean, because there will be others with low self-esteem.
Yeah.
But if you portray positivity, if you portray good mental, physical, spiritual habits, it's like it's a stepping stone for someone else to follow, to get into it. Instead of being like a physical and laid back, they may
so they may be inspired. They may be inspired
inspiration to someone.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. Okay. So in loving yourself, the kind of person you are, as you move about, the kind of person you are when you love yourself is inspiring to others. People will look at that and say, I want to be like that. And it's a good thing because it makes you the kind of person that people like to be around. Somebody who is happy, they just radiate joy from the inside out. There's no, you're not worrying about this spot or that whatever, that blemish or whatever. You're just happy. You love all your imperfections because they're part of you. Even as you work to improve, but you're just happy with who you are. So yes, you can be an inspiration to others. Yeah. Any other benefits we can think of?
Yeah, you want peace with yourself, just like you said.
Yeah.
Because you won't be looking at yourself critically. You're just accepting yourself. And the more you peace with yourself, you end up attracting people to you because people get attracted.
Absolutely
you
right.
End up, just I don't know what's that.
Yeah. No, you said it already. You end up attracting the right kind of people.
Yeah.
Because if you think back to that introduction I shared, right, all the time when I wasn't loving myself, because when I had a low self-esteem, really what it was that I didn't really like myself. You see, I didn't really like this person that I was. That's what a low self-esteem does to you. And that's what not loving yourself does to you as well. So they kind of go hand in hand. And so the kind of people that I was attracting into my life at the time, right, were mostly people who, whether they meant to or not, kind of perpetrated that whole low self-esteem thing in me. Do you see what I mean? So you attract, the kind of people you attract into your life will be improved. They'll be like a better caliber, if you will, if you're in a good place, if you love yourself. Okay? And this also spreads out to, as I said before, affect your relationship with others. And not just like personal relationships and things, but your work relationships. Okay? Your working environment. People are happy to work with you and things like that. Your social environment. So it improves your relationships and you attract the right kind of people. Yes.
I think also not loving yourself
Yeah.
deprives you of goodies.
Yeah.
Because you're not loving yourself, you will tend to stay back, you will want to stay in, you don't want to come up the outdoors too much, you don't want to associate with people. So then, let's say for example, there might be a shoe sale going on the high street, but because you don't love yourself, you don't want to mingle, you don't want to be out nowhere, you just want to be locked in a room somewhere, you could miss out on those opportunities of getting 5 pairs of shoes. So.
Are you talking about
it's just, you're deprived, I think, of many
That's
things.
a good point.
Love yourself. To an extent where you can
absolutely right, absolutely right, and it's very true because, as you said, you miss out on so many good things by virtue of, when you're written yourself off. That's what it is. You don't like yourself, so you've written yourself off. You're not good enough or whatever. And in doing that, you've written yourself off. You're closing yourself away, off from opportunities to enjoy things, to enjoy your life, really. So that's a good one. Yeah, thanks. Any benefits of loving yourself?
Well, I was thinking it's also a thinking skill, isn't it?
It is.
Not loving yourself comes out even when you are among people. You know, you think they see what's inside of you.
Yeah.
So it really